Still plowing through October, spooky month. I got another horror game for you. This is The Deed, another game I picked up on Steam, I believe for free. The layout is very weird for this game because it is a tiny square box, so hopefully this translates well on OBS. It looks like it is. Doesn't seem too crazy loud either, so that's good. So we're gonna start right up. Yes, we'll play the intro. Oh, thank goodness I can change it. Alt and enter. Ah, dang it, I hit control and enter. Hang on, let's see if I can fix it. Oh, it's all stretched out. How do I just do it again? Okay. Yeah, we'll stick with this. It gets crazy stretched out. My name is Aaron Bruce, son of Malcolm Bruce, and rightful heir to the Dunshield house. I almost said throne. I've been watching and playing a lot of fantasy stuff, so throne was what came to mind. I've recently discovered that my tyrant of a father intends to disinherit me in favor of my deranged younger sister. Well, sounds like spoiled rich kid to me. My relationship with my family is strained, to say the least. Yep, spoiled rich kid. I've decided that the time has come for my sister to be removed from this ghastly equation. Yep, gonna kill your sister. Okay, I intend to put her out of her misery. Yep. Unfortunately, my sister never leaves the confines of the Dunshield house, which makes the matter more complicated. So we're gonna kill everybody, right? That's your logic, right? I've not visited the family home in quite some time. I can't bear to be in that hellhole for long. Yep. However, my presence on the night of my father's 50th birthday will cause no suspicion. Didn't you just say you had a strained relationship with your family? It might cause a little suspicion. I must choose the timing and method of the deed very carefully. Title drop. Tonight is the night I go. Oh, sorry. Tonight is the night. I go and it is done. The bell invites me. Am I on a train? I am. That doesn't look like a train to me. This looks really good. Are you British? I'm not doing a British accent. Bloody hell, George. Who's been responsible for maintaining the gardens? Used to be Big Jack Willis, sir. He's been dead almost a year now. I do a little here and there. Can't do much on account of my bad back, though. My sister hasn't offered to help you, then? Miss Jennifer isn't really the outdoor type, sir. I know, George. It was a joke. Ha ha! I'm gonna kill her. Very funny, sir. Let's go inside before the ocean becomes... Blech. Let's go inside before the ocean comes to Dunshield. I get to... Nope, I still don't get to control the guy. Homecoming. Converse with your relatives and search the house for useful objects. Objects are divided into two categories, items of evidence and weapons. You will only be allowed to pick up 2 objects from around the house before dinner commences, so choose wisely. After dinner, you will have the chance to plant an item of evidence, if you wish, and then commit the murder. There are many ways to do the deed, but only the cunning will succeed. This might be another one-off playthrough. Just like the night is long, and that's okay. Good evening, Mr. Aaron. May I take your coat? Oh, really? Right off the bat, we have an option to be creepy. I don't want to be creepy. You know what? Go ahead and take my coat. Man, you are just an absolute delight. No wonder you got written out of the will. Yes, take this blasted wet thing off me. You're new, aren't you? Sophia is my name. I recognize you from your pictures, Mr. Aaron. I'm not new exactly. I've been employed by your family for almost a year. It's just that you never visited before. I got busy. I don't get along with my family. Just what are you trying to say? I don't want to flat out say I don't get along with my family. That might set me up as a suspicious character. I've been busy seems pretty reasonable. But if I act all offended, that's just a giant red flag for them. Like, oh, yeah, you definitely did it. My work keeps me very busy, unfortunately. I understand. I've been away from my family a lot since I started this job. You're here now, and I'm sure you're eager to meet with the others. Your father's in the library on your left, and your mother is in the parlor, which is on your right. This is for the player, not for the character. Well, maybe it is for the character. It's been a while. Your sister's upstairs in her room, I think. Thank you. And where can I find you, my pretty? And I know my way around my own damn house. Yeah. You know what? I don't want to get on anybody's bad side because that's an easy way to make you look like you're the one that was up to no good. So I'm gonna stick with just keeping it cool. Don't draw attention to yourself. All that. Thank you for your help, Sophia. You're very welcome, Mr. Aaron. I'll be in the kitchen preparing dinner. I'll sound the bell when dinner is served. This is a point. It's a point and click, isn't it? Oh man, it's a point and click. Okay. So let let's go here. Even now, the familiar musty smell of your father's library fills you with dread as you step inside. You have too many bad memories of this room. Your father's best friend, a hunting dog named Beastie. The dog looks at you for a moment, then walks away when it realizes you have no food. Yeah, that's fair. Let's talk to dear old dad. Hello, father. Your father remains silent for several moments, and a chill seems to pass through the library. When he finally speaks, it's in a quiet and bitter tone. You told me you'd never enter this house again, boy. What are you doing here? To see you, of course, father. Happy birthday. To discuss the inheritance, I know everything. That is not. You know what? Again, it's obvious why I'm here. I want to put all that unpleasantness behind us and wish you a happy 50th birthday. Happy? You honestly think this is a happy day for me? Another day when I can watch my life's work crumble into nothing? Another day to see our bloodline slit its own throat? Oh, how ironic. You know how to make me happy. Move back to Dunshell. Take your proper place and do your damn duty. You have to let me live my own life. I refuse to move back here and suffer your abuse. I will consider it if my sister is put into care. Um, that draws too much attention to the sister, and she's the one that's gonna die. I refuse to back here and suffer your abuse. It's too late, father. I have my own life now, my own home, my own job. Damn them both to hell. Do you think your pathetic little life really means anything? You are the last of a noble dynasty that stretches back hundreds of years. What does your life mean next to that? Everything. You're the same snot-nosed brat you always were, boy. Obviously, I didn't give you enough discipline as a child. If you can't be civil, I'll take my leave. That seems the most... Oh, man, perhaps you're the one who needs some discipline. Good grief. Yeah, again, let's be civil. I can see you're determined to be impossible. I think we had better end this conversation now. You're the impossible one, boy, as always. But I think you're probably right about one thing. This conversation is pointless, and now it's over. Get out of here. Oh, okay. Well, what else do we got here? This is a hefty tome of Bruce family history. You feel sleepy just looking at it. If yeah, that's fair. What do we got over here? This is a fireplace. Maybe there's a fire poker. When your father isn't looking, you quietly open the top drawer of the desk. And take a look inside. It seems to be filled with his memorabilia. One of the items sends a shiver through your bones. The cruel leather toss your father used to beat you with when you were a child. Perhaps if you planted it in the right place, it might raise questions. Leave it where it is for now. We're going to see what other options we got. The shelves are labeled arts and culture. What about this one? Shelves are labeled British. So it is British. Yeah, I'm not doing a British accent. You can't make me, and I don't wanna. Alright, let's leave the library. So, things with Papa are indeed tense. You recall this old grandfather clock very well from your childhood. You used to believe that if it ever stopped ticking, time itself might stop moving. Do people actually have that? Like as kids, do you think like is that a thing that people would believe as kids? I didn't have that belief. I don't know. I saw I was too realistic apparently as a child, but not realistic enough, I suppose. This portrait is one of your ancestors date. This portrait of one of your ancestors dates from the 15th century, if you recall your father's lessons correctly. And that's it. Okay, well, let's go into the dining area. Okay, so the kitchen is back here. Can I walk? Oh, I can. Good. Good, good, good. So what do we got here? There's nothing on this old lectern. Well, that's nice. An assortment of family records and heirlooms are contained within this ornate glass cabinet. Anything else of use? Ooh. Oh. Okay, so now we're getting a flashback. I I don't know. Of course you do. Use that head for once, boy. Great Uncle Thomas? What initials do you see on that silverware? CB. And what kind of halfwit spells Thomas with a C? I don't know. Well, I do. It's the kind of halfwit that's standing next to me. Now, which of your ancestors owned that silver chalice? If you get this one wrong, there will be serious consequences, boy. Man. I'll say one thing for my father. His style of parenting has always been consistent. Yikes, my guy. Okay. Let's go in here. I think this is where Mother Dearest is. Is this... I see you made it, Aaron. Forgive me if I don't stand. Your mere presence almost gave me a heart attack. Hello, Mother. Please sit down if you want to talk properly, Aaron. I don't want to crane my neck looking up at you. Alright, well... Can I take a seat? There we go. So, Aaron, you finally managed to make it up here for a visit. Please tell me you aren't here just to cause trouble. I'm here to make amends. Trouble is all you deserve. Whatever you mean. I'm here to make amends. No, Mother. I'm not here to cause trouble. Quite the opposite. Oh? Our family has been dysfunctional for a long time, and I have to take some responsibility for that. And for what it's worth, I apologize for any stress that my behavior has caused you over the years. I see. You'll forgive me if I'm a little skeptical about this sudden change in your attitude, Aaron. However, if we can get through today without any drama, then I would appreciate it. Have you been up to see your sister yet? She's been going through an unusually difficult time recently. Will she be okay? What's wrong with her this time? I'd rather not talk about her. What? You sound worried. Do you think it's serious? I've not seen her this bad in a long time. Do you remember that summer when she, with a razor in the bathroom? Oh. Oh. Oh no. Yes, I remember. That was the last time I remember seeing her like this. So yes, to answer your question, I am worried. Anyway, you should go and talk to your father if you haven't already. Wish him a happy birthday. Oh, and at least try to sound like you mean it. Maybe. You don't need to make any phone calls right now. Maybe not. The most beloved of your mother's possessions, her rusty old gramophone, used to play all of her favorite records. I got quite a record collection that I'm very proud of. So I can relate to that. You glance over your shoulder to make sure your mother isn't looking. The red book on the desk says diary on the front. Leave the diary for now. So this is definitely a fireplace. Nothing especially notable about this fireplace. Cool. I was just inspecting literally everything, but what are you gonna do? Let's go upstairs. All right. So we got quite a few doors to look through. Your parents' room has not changed in years. It remains a frozen time capsule of a childhood you would sooner forget. Go through the wardrobe, but find nothing apart from clothes and your mother's excessive collection of jewelry. It is only once you slide the top drawer open that you remember this is where your father keeps his shotgun. That's too obvious. Everyone would hear the gunshot. That's too obvious. The shiny barrel almost seems to call out to you. Guns are certainly noisy, but efficient. Well, yeah, but I'm not doing that. It's just an old chair. Yeah. Oh. Flashback time. What do we got here? George said you wanted to see me, Mother? Yes. Your sister will not be returning to St. Mary's this year, Aaron. Her condition has become too serious. I see. Have you nothing to say besides that, Aaron? No, nothing. This is precisely what I wanted to talk to you about. The silly feud with your sister must stop. Why do you think her condition keeps getting worse? Perhaps it's because you refuse to even acknowledge her. She killed Henry. Please let it be a pet. Wow, for heaven's sake, Aaron, it was only a rat. Okay, well. He's a child, though. I mean, that's gotta be devastating. Sounds like this dude's all sorts of messed up. He was my friend. I should never have allowed you to keep it in the first place. If you must blame someone, blame me. Will you forgive your sister? Never. Very well, Aaron, you leave me no choice. I have to speak to your father about this. Your father will certainly hear about this. This house always brings back far too many memories. I don't feel bad for you at all, because you're going to essentially murder your evidently unstable sister. I'm trying to find words that won't get this thing completely blocked. You enter the surreal atmosphere of your sister's room. Mirrors of various sizes cover the walls, creating the eerie illusion of a crowded space. Well, my. Ornate clocks are your sister's third love, right behind mirrors and cruelty. Yikes. Alright, have a look in the wardrobe then. Your sister is too busy staring at herself in the mirror to notice you rifling? I want to say rifling. Through her wardrobe. You find a pair of silky undergarments with her initials embroidered on the inside, planted in the right place. These might weave a tale of their own. Well, this is just getting darker and darker. You don't want to sit around in this deranged place. Alright, let's have a little chit-chat with our sister. Aha! I thought I smelled a rat. Have you come to see me, little rat? It takes a rat to smell a rat. Hello, Jennifer. How have you been? How have I been? What an odd thing for a little rat to ask. Normally they just say, squeak, squeak. You used to have a pet rat, didn't you? Remember what I did to him? Holy crap, she is unhinged. You know, at first I felt bad for you, but now I can see that you're all terrible people. Oh, how he squeaked. Such great pain for such a little creature. What did you want to talk to me about, little rat? I see you still collecting mirrors. Mother seems very worried about you. I'm going to make you pay for everything. Mother says your condition has been getting worse. My condition? What condition? I don't have a condition. You want to have me sent away, don't you? Well, it won't work. It won't, I tell you. Go away. I don't want to speak to you anymore. Okay. So many mirrors. So many mirrors. Alright. This is... Oh. You look at your reflection in the mirror. Funny. You don't look like much like a murderer. Oh, flashback time. Mother says dinner is ready. Go away, little rat. Jennifer, what are you doing? Why do you stare at your reflection like that? Stop making fun of me. He wasn't making fun of you. He was asking you a question. I didn't think that was insulting. I don't know. Maybe you just don't say anything to an unstable person. I'm not making fun. I really want to know. Yeah, exactly. I wish that. What, Jennifer? What do you wish? I wish you'd go drown in a lake. Yikes. Mother is waiting for you. My sister's obsession with mirrors goes back to her childhood. I never did understand why. So is this my old bedroom? You step inside your former bedroom, now a simple guest room. Most of your old furniture has vanished, probably thrown on a bonfire, knowing your father. Is this a sword? This is the last one item of yours remaining in your former room, your old fencing sword. At least this is a weapon with which you are very well practiced. Leave it for now. Take a look at the bed. Ah, the old bed. So many memories of long, sleepless nights spent wishing that your entire family would disappear. Flashback time? No? There's surely gonna be one in here. Your bedside table has been emptied of whatever items you had left behind. The wardrobe is vacant and barren. Well, yeah, that makes sense. You don't have time to sit around and dig up old memories. I've been doing that the whole time. What are you talking about? The clock is ticking. So am I timed on this? So I can take a weapon and a piece of evidence. So I thought she was like mentally unstable and, you know, causing self-harm. When in actuality, she may have used that razor to kill his pet rat. Or maybe it's both. I don't know. There's a basement I can look into that I completely forgot about. So we're going to do that. Going to look downstairs. This dusty old wine cellar is where your father likes to practice billiards. The laundry room is next door, and beyond that, the servants' quarters. Man, these people are stupid rich. A billiard cue belonging to your father lies across the table. This could certainly serve as an unorthodox murder weapon. Yeah, but not incredibly effective. I feel like the sword would be way more effective. Your father always keeps an impressive amount of wine stocked in the house. Yes, because that's what rich people do. This antique map of Kansas City was a gift to your father from one of his distant cousins. Where are we? An offshoot of the Bruce family set sail to the Americas almost 100 years ago and remain there still to this day. So we're in Britain, but some of the family went to America. Got it. Okay, so this is the laundry room. What do we got in here? 2 pairs of shoes, freshly polished. The maid has left a wooden broom leaning against the wall. Broken in 2. Might be a useful weapon. Again, I don't want to just go with the first thing I find. You find nothing of interest in the maid's supplies. How about in this, You find nothing in these drawers but useless cleaning supplies. There's nothing in here but wet laundry. Nothing in here but wet laundry. Okay, well. Okay, so now we're in the servants' quarters. There's a broken mirror. Broken mirror sits upon the desk. Odds are that it belongs to your sister and the maid has been hiding it here after accidentally breaking it. A shard of glass would be a poetic murder weapon. It actually would be. Why am I putting so much thought into this? Well, that's because that's the point of the game. There's nothing in these drawers but clothes belonging to the maid. and it's a bed. The maid's bed is immaculately well made. Well, that's... I think ultimately I might go with a glass shard from a mirror because I don't know. It seems like it would send a big message. Oh, there's someone in here. Oh, hello, sir. What can I do for you? You seem quite distressed about something. I do? Well, I'm sure it's nothing you should trouble yourself with, sir. Your concerns are my concerns. Shouldn't you be helping in the kitchen? I suppose you're right. Your concerns are my concerns. Come on now, George. We've known each other for many years. If something is troubling you, I want to hear about it. If you insist, sir. Ever since the new maid arrived, I feel like I'm being nudged towards early retirement. She is obviously being trained to become the new housekeeper. She's taking over my responsibilities one by one. I've tried discussing the matter with your mother, but it's no use. She hasn't been herself lately either. But please, don't trouble yourself about it, sir. I probably shouldn't have even said anything at all. So this new maid is something of a bully then? What's wrong? What's wrong with my mother? In what way is my mother not herself? Ever since your sister's condition has become worse, your mother has become rather cold and withdrawn. Your sister has gone through difficult spells before, but it has never affected your mother quite like this. There's a darkness that I have never seen in her before. I should say no more. Please excuse me, sir. Okay. So, I think I know what the setup will be. I think I know what the setup's going to be. The evidence is going to be the mother's diary. I think that was a thing I could take. So I think the evidence is going to be the mother's diary. And the murder weapon will be the glass shard of the mirror. I feel like that would be the most successful. Go ahead and go pick up the shard. Take the broken glass. Are you sure I'm going to take it? Remember, you can only pick up 2 objects. Yes, I'm sure. You take the sharpest piece of broken glass and hide it on your person for later. Okay. Alright. You find nothing in... Man. Okay. Gotta go through the door, then up the stairs. Okay. So I have the murder weapon. We're gonna go back into the room with Mother. We're gonna double check the diary. Yes, I can use that as evidence. You sure when I take the diary, you can only pick up 2 objects? Yes, I'm sure. You snatch the diary, and with your back turned to your mother, you have a quick leaf through. In recent pages, she writes about the difficulties in caring for someone with your sister's condition, and wishes how it would all end. I should have read the diary first. You realize this could look quite incriminating out of context. You remove the last 2 pages from the diary and then place it back where it was. Okay, it's dinner time. Again, a bell invites me. This time to dinner, it seems. Dinner is served. Sophia, could you come here for a moment? Yes, ma'am. Pour me some more wine. Yes, ma'am. But, madam... Oh, what is it, George? I must protest. It's always been my duty to pour the wine at dinner. Oh, well, I don't want to cause any trouble. Yeah, she doesn't seem like a bully. She's just trying to do her job. Nonsense. What does it matter, George? Stop being overly dramatic. Or no, pedantic. Not dramatic. I just immediately assume dramatic because it's a force of habit. But don't you think you've had enough, Mother? Do you let the staff speak to you like that? Come on, let George pour the wine. He just wants to look down your... No, I'm gonna stick up for George. I feel like it would be beneficial because he told me the information about my mother. Just let him pour the damn wine, would you? It's his job. You stay out of it, boy. If your mother wants the girl to pour the damn wine, then the girl will pour the damn wine. Of course, sir. My apologies. An interfering little rat, isn't he, Daddy? Yes, he is. Why can't you ever keep your mouth shut, boy? Perhaps I did speak out of turn. I apologize. Now, don't lose your temper, Father. Maybe you're the one who needs to shut his mouth. Um, you're right, I'm sorry. I must have had too much wine myself. You better not let it happen again. Sophia, could you come here, please? Yes, Miss Jennifer. I just wanted to say that was the loveliest meal I've ever tasted. I don't know how you do it, you cunning pixie. I don't like that. I never went into the kitchen. You're too kind, miss. Of course, I will have tea and cakes for you in the drawing room as usual after dinner. Oh, and you're so good to me, you sweet thing. So very, very good to me. Yeah, they're definitely being a little flirty. Sophia isn't interested in your advances, sister. None for me. I won't have any, thank you. I couldn't eat another bite. Well, you weren't offered any, so there. Please, Jennifer, let's all try to be civil. I'm being somewhat the most civil person here. And yet I am going to commit a very well-planned murder. Anyway, let's not forget why we're here today. To celebrate your father's birthday, such a very important occasion for all of us. You are so dear to us, Malcolm. Happy birthday, Daddy. Indeed, happy birthday, Father. Let's hope it will be one to remember. I don't think I'm going to need to do much editing for this one. Doing the deed. Now it's time to quickly plant any items of evidence you have. To do so, simply enter the desired room and select the item in your inventory. When you're ready, enter the drawing room to do the deed. Okay, so I need to plant evidence somewhere. Oh boy. This is going to be stressful. The dinner table is empty, save for the clean red tablecloth. So I need to plant the evidence somewhere. Are you sure you want to enter the drawing room? Once you do, there's no turning back. Oh, okay, no. No, I don't. So I'm going to plant these in the one place that would make sense for them to be. Is there a... Hold on. If I hit escape... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save. Make sure it actually saved. It did. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay. You get down on all fours and peek underneath your parents' bed, but find nothing under here. Well, I need to set the note somewhere. You rummaging through your drawers, you have somewhere to be. Okay, so let me go to items. Pages from a diary. They tell me that Jennifer's condition is likely to only get worse. I don't know how I can go on this way. Sometimes I wish she had never been born. And it goes on. Yes, these 2 pages alone should raise some suspicion about your mother. Do you want to plant this item of evidence in this room? Yes. It would make a lot of sense for it to be in the parents' room. You decide to place the item in the wardrobe. That should be easy enough for the police to find. Okay. There's still the issue of getting rid of the murder weapon. Okay. So now I got that done. Are you sure you want to enter the drawing room? Once you go inside, there's no turning back. Okay, let's see if I did this right. You see Jennifer staring out of the window ahead of you, lost in one of her strange moods. She hasn't noticed you enter the drawing room. Now's the time. Okay. Choose the murder weapon. Broken glass. Cries out in surprise as you grab her from behind and... Oh, I got an achievement. Your sister cries out in a surprise as you grab her from behind and quickly muffle those cries with one hand before pressing the shard of glass against her throat. She struggles valiantly as you cut her throat open, but you manage to hold her in place until she finally goes limp. You drop her lifeless body to the ground along with the broken glass. It's time to leave this room before your deed is discovered. Okay, we're gonna go upstairs. Sounds like my deed has been discovered. Okay. Let's see if I got away with it. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Inspector Winston Lewis. I understand that this is a difficult time for your family. You're damn right it is. I want to know what you're doing wasting time in here while my daughter's killer is still out there. Well, Mr. Bruce, we found no evidence of forced entry and nobody was seen entering or leaving the house. Okay, so that's good. It would seem entirely possible, then, that the killer is in this room. What? No. Seems highly unlikely, Inspector. Perhaps it is. However, in order to follow protocol, I will have to interview each of you in turn. Mrs. Bruce, would you like to meet me in the library first? I suppose so. Oh, I gotta be interviewed. The interview. Thank you for joining me in here, Mr. Bruce. I'm sure this won't take long. Before we begin, I will need to search your person. Best to get these formalities out of the way. Is this really necessary? I'm afraid so. Turn around, please. Now that that's out of the way, let's move on to the interview. As you know, I've spoken to everyone else who was present in the house at the time of your sister's death. We have also now completed our initial search of the house, but we'll get to that later. Oh, they've already searched the house. Okay, so I need to do everything I can to not incriminate myself. Let's start from the beginning. First of all, we'll run through all your activities since your arrival. Maid says that you and the butler arrived shortly after 7 o'clock and she greeted you at the door. Later on, you had a conversation with your mother, Gloria, in the parlor. She told you that you were unusually cordial, something about wanting to apologize and make amends. I was being sincere. Yes, I wanted to clear the air between myself and my family. I see. Do you think it is slightly suspicious that you wanted to reconcile after all this time? No, I don't think so. Very well then. She says you spoke briefly about your sister. Apparently you seemed quite concerned about her well-being. We were worried about my sister might attempt suicide. Oh, okay, so yeah, it was just both. She was just off her nut. Actually, I wasn't especially concerned. I was more worried about my mother's mental state. My mother and I were concerned that my sister might try to take her own life, as she had attempted once before. She had she? I'll make a note of that. You went to see your father in the library. I understand your conversation became quite heated. My father's always had a temper. My father has a very short fuse. Many of our conversations go that way. Would you say he has a violent temper? Absolutely. I see. That's good to know. You discussed the prospect of moving back to Dunshield. You refused to do so under any circumstances, I understand. Of course, I made my life elsewhere. That's what I said earlier. My father fails to accept the fact that I have my own life now. I can't just move back here. Of course not. That's completely understandable. Let's discuss your conversation with the butler. You spoke about your mother's recent moods, yes? Seemed very worried about her. He was just afraid of his retirement. Very worried about her. Yes, my mother was having a very hard time dealing with my sister's condition, apparently. Sounded like she has been pushed to the breaking point. Interesting. Did you speak to your sister before dinner? Yes, I did. Yes, I went to her room to see her. I see, and what did you discuss with her? Small talk. I think it was just small talk. Nothing of consequence. We spoke about the two. Okay then. Let's move on to the events that took place during dinner. I understand there was an argument involving the butler. You felt he was being treated unfairly. I was just trying to stir things up. No, my family always treats the servants poorly. Sometimes someone has to stand up for the servants around here. My family treats them like dirt. Indeed, it was good of you to do so, Mr. Bruce. Now I need to ascertain your location at the time of your sister's death. Where were you when you heard the maid scream? I was upstairs. It was the landing. I was on my way to the old bedroom, but I didn't make it, so the landing. It's on the upstairs landing. I see. Thank you. As I said earlier, we have completed our initial search of the property. During our search, we discovered some pages from your mother's diary. It seems she was having a hard time dealing with your sister's condition. In some places, she even seems to wish her death. Does this surprise you? Yes, I'm at a loss for words. I'm curious about the murder weapon. The broken glass seems to have come from one of your sister's mirrors. We found the rest of it in the Oh! Dang it. We've established that you have been to the servants' quarters this evening. However, we can't rule out suicide, especially given your sister's mental state and her obsession with mirrors. It's all very interesting. To be completely honest with you now, Mr. Bruce. While some of your behavior this evening has been peculiar, I find no cause for any significant suspicion. While there is some suspicion regarding your father, I don't currently regard him as a serious suspect. I'm slightly curious about the maid, but I doubt she was involved in this. I think I will also be taking another look at the evidence surrounding your mother. Despite her condition, I don't believe your daughter committed suicide. Now, as for what happens next, you can go for now, but I would appreciate it if you did not leave town. I may have more questions for you later, and I will need to speak to your mother again. A verdict of suicide seems unlikely, I'm afraid. Did I do it? I may have done it. Unsolved? I got an achievement that says unsolved. Although the inspector harbored suspicion about you, you were not brought in for further questioning. Your mother was taken in for questioning and initially became the prime suspect, but it was determined that there was not sufficient evidence to lead to an arrest. You'd gotten away with murder, it seemed. However, you had not given them sufficient reason to suspect anyone else either, and your father harbored suspicions of his own. Some years later, you were surprised to see his obituary in a national newspaper, and horrified to learn that he had given his estate and possessions to a trust organization. You had committed this foul act for nothing, and now there was nothing at all to give you comfort in the long night. And when the demons of your past come to haunt you, wow. Okay. There are multiple endings. Certainly. There were how many achievements were there? Let me check the Steam page. 17. And it looks like you can frame everybody. And you can have the verdict be a suicide. I'm looking at some of these achievements. There's a lot of things. Get convicted of murder. So there is one where you get caught. What would have been? Ooh, wait a minute. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. No. Don't load a file. New game. So I'm gonna run back through it real quick and yeah, skip the intro. I'm gonna try and we're gonna stick with framing the mother. So I'm gonna go through everything. And I'll jump back in when I get to the actual act, and then we'll go through the interview again and see if I can frame somebody. Okay, so I'm back. I did everything mostly the same, but there was an item that I didn't notice earlier. There was a candlestick on the dining room table, and it said it belonged to my mother. So we're going to use that as the weapon. We're still going to use the pages from the diary. So for the most part, everything will be relatively the same. So yeah, we're going to plant this evidence. We're going to do everything mostly the same. So we're going to go in, do the deed. Yes. Use the candlestick. This is apparently a rare one. I got an achievement for it. It says traditional, but it's got all the sparklies around it. Creeping up behind your sister, you take out the candlestick and feel its weight in your hand. Somehow, it feels heavier now that you're about to make use of it. Raising it high above your head, you bring it down with some force on the back of her head. It is enough. She slumps noisily on the floor in front of you, blood seeping from her head wound. You drop the candlestick on the ground behind her corpse. You need to get out of there before someone comes to investigate. You're gonna go back upstairs, try to make it to the bedroom. If not, we'll be upstairs in the landing. Okay, so I made it to my old bedroom. Here comes the investigator. Yes, yes, yes. We've read all this before. The interview might be slightly different because of the weapon and everything. Before I begin, I need to search a person. Best to get the format. So it would be really dumb. It'd be really, 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 really dumb to pick up a weapon and not use it. Okay. You've spoken to everyone else who was present in the house at the time of your sister's death, except the maid. I didn't talk to the maid again. Let's start from the beginning. First of all, we will run through all your activities since your arrival. Maid says you arrived at the butler. Later on, you had a conversation with your mother in the parlor. She told me, usually cordial, I was being sincere. Yes, I don't think it was very suspicious. Worried about taking her own life. Father's always had a temper. Discussed the prospect of moving back. He refused. Of course, I made my life elsewhere. Spoke to your... seemed very worried about her. Why would you interview me last? You speak to your sister before dinner? Yes, I did. What did you discuss with her? Her illness and her obsessions. This time I did, because I did ask about the mirrors. I don't know why I need to be fully honest about that, but I'm going to be and see if that takes a certain turn. Spoke about her condition. I was aware that she was going through a particularly difficult time. She seemed distressed to you. Yes, you could say that. She was not in a good place, mentally speaking. Okay, so that's what I would say if I was trying to set it up as a suicide. Okay. Move on to the events that took place during dinner. I understand there was an argument. I always treat the help poorly. I need to ascertain your location. Where were you? I was upstairs. In my old bedroom. I was in the guest bedroom, I see. As I said earlier, we discovered pages from my mother's diary. Hard time dealing with your sister's condition. Some places she wished her for death. Surprise you, yes, I'm at a loss for words. I'm curious about the murder weapon. I understand the candlestick used in the attack belonged to your mother. It's all very interesting. I'll be completely honest with you now. I find no fault or suspicion in your behavior leading up to your sister's death. This is different. Okay. So I think I just framed the mother. While there is some suspicion regarding your father, I don't regard him as a serious suspect. I swear, I can't get S's out very well. Sadly, I'm forced to regard your mother as a primary suspect in this. Given the weapon that was used, obviously suicide was not a realistic possibility. Now, as for what happens next, you're free to go. Unfortunately, I will need to arrest your mother. This might lead to the same ending where I still don't get it. I got an achievement for framing the mother. Since you had given the police no reason to suspect you, the evidence had been planted that you had planted against your mother. Sorry, I hit the mic. The evidence you had planted against your mother led to a trial and a swift conviction. She will be spending her life in prison for a crime she did not commit. Your father, beset by grief, turned to drink and wallowing. He died within a year, and you inherit everything. Dunshield House was yours, along with the fortune that came with it. However, George and Sophia found themselves unable to continue serving in the place after what happened. As you spent many long sleepless nights wandering through the rooms of the house, you found that its emptiness was reflected within yourself. You had become hollow inside, free of everything but the nightmare that continued to haunt you. Okay. So, I'm not going to go through and do every ending. That one just seemed to really stick out to me, that the mother was framing, or that I was framing the mother. Clearly there are a lot of different options. Like, everybody's a suspect there, because I think on the let me check the achievement list again. You can find you can be found guilty. The maid, the father, and the butler can all be found guilty, or it can be deemed a suicide. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna play through this game numerous times over and over and over for a series. I'll do that in my own time just to get all the achievements, because I like collecting the achievements. But this was an interesting one. Really had to plan stuff out, and I almost did it really well the first time. It was a mix between either a homicide or a suicide, but either way, this is a really fun one. It's like Clue. It was the candlestick in the drawing room, and we found evidence. It was kind of like Clue a little bit. I like this a lot. I got more horror games coming pretty soon. At the time of recording this, The Night is Long still hasn't gone up yet. It's actually going to go up in about 20 minutes. So I'm looking forward to all the reactions of that. But yeah, this was a fun one. I'll be back with more. I'll try to get a video out every day, if not whenever I can. But just keep an eye out, and I'll see you in the next one.